I'm giving you a step-by-step guide on how to start your fitness journey in 2025. Hello and good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm Naturally Ray, or you can just call me Ray. Now, if you know you watch my videos back to back and have not subscribed, why not? Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I upload future vlogs and videos where I talk about health, fitness and lifestyle. Now it seems as though everyone is in their fitness era with working out, going to the gym, doing their squats, their deadlifts, their hip thrusts and thriving and getting fit. However, I am in a little bit of a slump when it comes to my fitness journey. Now, my weight loss journey is a little different. If you all have been following up with my weight loss series for the last couple of months, you will realize that I have been doing pretty good with losing weight. But when it comes to my fitness and doing my strength training and resistance training, I have not been doing well, to be very honest with you all. Now, I have been doing a little bit of strength training and resistance training and a little bit of cardio, but really and truly I have not been focused on my goals and have a proper routine and system, because in the beginning like years ago of my weight loss journey, I wanted to do body recomposition where I lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And being a newbie to working out and exercising, I know I would have gotten a lot of gains and a lot of good results, but I didn't really keep up with it because, again, I did not have a proper system put in place to actually reach my goals. So I focused a little more in the last couple of months on losing my body fat, and that's why I was so happy that I had my smart scale to actually see my fat percentage go down. I saw my muscle mass, my water percentage, etc. Now that I've actually lost a lot of my fat, I still have some ways to go. I want to focus on making sure that I build muscle and lean out. I realized at this point, in order to get the shape and the physique that I want, I need to focus on building muscle. Of course, I mentioned in a couple of my videos the benefits of actually building muscle and having that lean muscle mass on your body. Of course, it's great for longevity, etc. But yes, you will actually look really good, fit really good into your clothes as well. And that is actually what I want. I want to have a different physique. I want to actually see the gains, and I have a plan in place in order to achieve my goals. Now, one of the main reasons you should focus on your why is because research has shown that when you have a strong why attached to your goals, you have an increased likelihood of achieving those goals. And when your goals are more meaningful to you, you have a higher chance of achieving it and accomplishing it. Now, if you decide to watch any of my previous 30-day weight loss challenges, you would have seen that in July, when I started my first challenge, I decided to do 30 minutes of strength training or resistance training 3 times a week. And I kept it up pretty okay for the first, maybe into the second week, and I fell short. And when it came to doing my 30-day challenge again in October, even though I did do well in terms of keeping up with all my non-negotiables and I actually lost 10 pounds in 30 days for those 2 challenges, I really was not consistent and disciplined when it came to my strength training and resistance training. But admittedly, and this is something that I just have to be very humble about, I realized that I have to go back to the basics and I have to start small. I have to be very realistic with the goals that I set in order for it to be sustainable. And listen, if it is that you are accustomed going to the gym and exercising for 45 minutes, an hour, or maybe if you do your workouts at home, because I do all of my workouts at home and I have been doing really well with it thus far, but I have to take it back to the basics. I have to start small. So my aim right now is to exercise for just 15, maybe 20 minutes 3 times a week. So you would have to decide how are you going to put a system in place and put a routine in place in order to be consistent. Because here's the thing, it's not just the exercise for 15 minutes or the exercise for 20 minutes. It's about building a proper routine, building a proper habit, and staying consistent with it. Now, over time, obviously, I will increase the 15 to 20 minutes to maybe 25 minutes and then 30 minutes, and eventually I will get to the 45 minutes or the hour or maybe an hour and a half, who knows. But I realize at this point in time, I can't strive for the 30 minutes right now, because what I realize is, yes, 30 minutes seems as though, well, it's just 30 minutes, but it's a lot for me right now. It's a whole mental thing. If it is that you're on a weight loss journey and you're looking to develop healthy routines and healthy habits, healthy dietary choices, a lot of this is mentally, I was going to say draining, but it's not draining. It's a lot of mental toughness that you have to have. You have to have a little bit of extra grit and discipline and tenacity to be able to push through some of these hard times. And I have to tell myself, Rian, you have done so many hard things for 2024. You can't do hard things. You can't do this. But I also have to tell myself, be realistic, set sustainable goals. Now, over time, yeah, I will increase the amount of time that I exercise. I may increase even the number of days, because I remember there were days where I was very consistent at some point in my journey, where I would exercise Monday to Saturday, 6 days a week. Now I am putting it for 3 days, just about 15 to 20 minutes. There actually was a point where I wasn't even picking up any weights at all, not my dumbbells, nothing at all. I just told myself 5 minutes of stretching, and that's it. That is it. And trust me, if it is that you get a good stretch and you actually work out a lot of those muscles, it's very beneficial, especially if you've been very lazy and in a slump for a long time. So even if you need to just start off with stretching for 5 minutes, and maybe do that every day, every other day, but you need to make sure that you're progressing and you're building. And that will take me into our next point. When it comes to strength training and resistance training, you want to set up a particular system and a particular program. Don't arbitrarily go on YouTube or all these different social media platforms and just take a video from here and take a workout from here. Now, it's fine if it is that you are aware of how to do your workouts, whether you decide, you know what, for the entire week I'm gonna do just full body workouts, or decide to do certain splits where you do lower body on a Monday, upper body on a Wednesday. Work it out for you, because you will know what is best for your body. If you can get a fitness coach or a trainer, that will be excellent. Even if it's just to get some advice and you hire them for maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months, just to get an idea as to what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, because you definitely want to make sure that you have a really good form. But what I would say as well is, don't look on YouTube, do a 10-15 minute video of any arbitrary person doing a workout, and then a couple of days or a couple of weeks after you decide, well, let me just switch to something else, and then switch to something else. Like, no, in order to see proper results and have proper progression, you need to stick to a proper program for at least 8 weeks. So if it is that you see this video January, or maybe even if you see this video in February, whenever you see this video, make sure that you actually stick to a routine, a workout program for 8 weeks straight, and stay consistent with that. Now, as I mentioned about progressing, you definitely want to either increase your sets, increase your reps, increase the weights that you're using. Every week you should see a little bit of improvement. Even if you don't increase the amount of reps or sets from week to week, it should actually make it, lifting that particular weight should actually become a little easier. Now, you don't want things to be too easy. You really need to come out of your comfort zone, especially when it comes to building muscle. You need to have that quote-unquote breakdown of your muscles so that you can actually repair it and then build over time. Progressive overload is key, and as the days and the weeks and the months go by, you will be lifting heavier. Well, you should be able to lift heavier due to progressive overload. Now, I've seen time and time again where people would film themselves doing certain videos. They may post videos on their social media platforms, post it on YouTube, and sometimes they are complaining so much about their workouts. And I realized that yes, there's an element of being a little uncomfortable and taking yourself out of a comfort zone in order to achieve your goals, because lifting heavy weights, lifting and putting down heavy weights is not easy. It's something simple, but it's not easy. But at the same time, I want you to develop in your system and in your routine something that is enjoyable but also effective. I want you to do exercises that you actually enjoy. Now, again, I know you have to come out of your comfort zone, but at least in the beginning of your weight loss journey, or maybe as your journey as a whole and your fitness journey as a whole, try not to do workouts where you have a really negative association with it. You do your research and find out, okay, what are the muscle groups I need to work out in order to build my quads, my biceps, my triceps, my glutes, and try and find the workouts that you love the best. I absolutely love to do deadlifts. I love it. I love how it feels. I love how my glutes look when I do it. Now, squatting and working out my quads was not something that I really like doing a lot, but this is just an example of how over time things can change. As I began to get accustomed doing certain workouts and doing squats and all those different exercises to work out on my quads, I actually don't hate it as much, because at the beginning I was like, why do I have to do this? But obviously it is important to work out all of your muscle groups. Don't just focus only on your lower body. Don't just focus only on your upper body. And I want to make this point because yes, I'm talking about my fitness journey, and I really do want to focus a lot on strength training and resistance training, but please don't forget cardio. Cardio is very important for your cardiovascular health. You definitely need cardio. I really talk a lot about even doing your walking every single day, and no, you don't need to do your 10,000 steps. Try and get maybe around 8,500 if you know you are living a very sedentary lifestyle and you get nowhere close to that. Just start out very slowly and increase over time. It really isn't that hard to get to 10,000 steps a day. That's just like about an hour and 40 minutes of walking. Split it up, do 10-15 minutes in the morning. Sometime after you eat breakfast, you do maybe a 15-minute. Then for lunchtime, you do another 15-20 minutes. And dinner, same thing as well. It will add up over time and you will be able to get very close to at least 8,000 to 9,000 steps. So I'm not too sure if you all may hear some extra noise, but it actually was starting to rain a little bit just now. You all may also notice like my backdrop is changing in terms of the lighting because the sun is going in and out, but hopefully y'all are able to hear me well. But I was mentioning about tracking, you know, when it comes to your walking, track that, and when it comes to your fitness and your weight loss journey, I always talk about measuring the things that you want to manage so that you can track your progress over time. If it is that you don't measure it and you don't track it, you cannot improve on it. And there are so many different ways that you can track your progress. Now I have a full body composition scale, so it shows me obviously my weight and my body fat percentage, my muscle mass, my water percentage, so I will know if I'm hydrated. It shows me different results so that I can keep track and engage as to how things are going day to day, or even if I want to check it just week to week. Really and truly, I check it every single day. But there are other ways that you can actually track your progress. Even if you don't have a smart scale, it would be great to get it, because I absolutely love seeing when my body fat percentage goes down, my muscle mass goes up. Even when that number on the scale goes up, I'm able to see, oh, it's actually my muscle that I'm gaining and I'm actually losing body fat. But a good way to gauge that and actually track and measure it is just by how your clothes fit. Obviously you could use a measuring tape as well, but if you notice that yeah, the numbers are going up a little bit on the scale, but since you've been doing a lot more strength training and resistance training and exercising, your clothes fit a lot better, more than likely you're losing a lot of your body fat and you're gaining some muscle as well. So definitely something to be excited about. And when it is you start exercising and strength training and developing healthy habits and healthy routines, and you're sleeping better, you don't feel as tired, you're more energized, so you could track your mood, how things go over time. That is a good way to gauge it. Now, I would definitely say that yes, I'm talking about my fitness journey and what I'm gonna do, my workouts at home or my workouts at the gym, which by the way, I am considering going to the gym in 2025 because I realized that there definitely, I mean, I've known this before, but gym anxiety. But there are definitely certain machines in the gym that will help me to work out certain muscle groups, and I don't have that at home, so it's definitely something that I'm going to look into in 2025. We'll chat about that maybe in a future video. But what I will say overall, when it comes to your fitness and your weight loss journey, yes, you are doing all of these exercises, but please focus on other aspects of your health. I always talk about making sure you're staying hydrated, drinking enough water, making sure that you're increasing your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and obviously doing that by increasing your number of steps every single day. Again, you don't need the 10,000, but if you can get it, it's excellent. And following all the other healthy habits, making sure that you're sleeping at least 7 to 9 hours every single day. That will be, well, night. That would be great. But what I also want you to know is that nutrition is key. I am on a weight loss journey, and the reality is it does not matter if I follow all these non-negotiables. If I'm not in a calorie deficit, I would never lose weight, specifically body fat. You need to focus on eating the right amount of proteins. You can't expect to go to the gym, lifting all these weights, doing strength training, doing cardio, doing all of this, and you're not eating enough protein. Protein is literally the building blocks of your muscle. You would not see your progress. You may not see any progress or very little progress if you're not eating the recommended amount of protein, which is around 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. I know that's a whole mouthful, but basically my ideal body weight is 120 pounds, which means that I try as much as possible to eat 100 to 120 grams of protein every single day. Obviously, depending on what your ideal body weight is, you work it out and you try to stay within that range so that you can actually see the results that you want. And of course, you want to make sure that you're eating the right amount of macros, your carbs, your fats, your fiber is important. And no, you do not have to track your calories. No, I would say this. If at the beginning of 2024, January 24, your goal was to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, we are in December 2024. If you only lost 5, 10, 15 pounds and you were supposed to lose at least 30, 40, 50, you need to do a little bit of re-evaluation and to assess some things. If you have never tracked your calories before with an app or however it is you work it out, at least try it. I know for some people it's a little bit triggering to track your calories, but I'm not saying do it forever. Do it for a week, do it for 2 weeks, because you need to have an idea as to what you are consuming, what it is you are eating, what it is you are drinking, how much you are eating every day, and obviously work out how much you are expending just from your normal activity levels throughout the day. Basically, at least track it. Now, if it is you are adamant that you do not want to do it at all, at least try your best to have proper portion control. I talked about in my videos about overcoming gluttony. That is something that I had to just face the reality that I was just over consuming food, over consuming drinks, and that is what actually that is what caused me to gain a lot of weight. And the Holy Spirit really had to help me to subdue my unhealthy appetites and my cravings, unhealthy cravings, to overcome gluttony. And of course, you know, doing exercises and eating well, but portion out your food really well. Do the measurement system with your hand, where the palm of your hand you track your protein, a cupped hand you track your carbs, your fist will be for the amount of vegetables that you eat, and then your thumb for the the healthy fats that you eat. And maybe do it like that if you are totally against actually tracking your calories, but I will still say do it for a week or two just to have a gauge as to how much you should be consuming, and over time you should be able to intuitively eat. I know I'm talking a little bit about diet here, but it is key, because there's absolutely no way that you are going to embark on a healthy, sustainable, and realistic fitness journey without actually knowing how to properly dial in on your nutrition. Now, with this particular point, a lot of people don't really like to talk about it, but it's something that you need to be aware of. I want you to try your very best to surround yourself with like-minded people, people who are focused on living a healthy lifestyle, who are focused on improving themselves, bettering themselves, becoming the best version of themselves, the healthiest version of themselves. Now, I am not saying that you have to avoid persons that are overweight or obese or unhealthy, but really and truly, you are more than likely gonna end up adopting very similar patterns and unhealthy behaviors when it is you constantly surround yourself with persons who don't have any interest in losing weight, getting fit, and developing healthy habits. If it is you realize some of the people who are very close to you live a very unhealthy lifestyle, you will more than likely end up living that same lifestyle as them. Again, do not avoid your friends, do not avoid your family if they are obese, they are unhealthy, and they have no intention of changing. I would say just be a little more mindful of maybe the type of conversations that you have, because listen, I clearly y'all can tell that I have been through this. There are persons who will see me trying to improve myself, trying to get back to the way that I was pre-pandemic, and they are obese and overweight, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times my size, and I am improving myself to get better, and there's absolutely no support. Sometimes even if it is I just talk about, well, you know, I'm doing this, I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm trying to better myself, they'll be like, I don't want to hear nothing about eating healthy, this time is time to just relax. And I'm like, listen, celebration, when it comes to celebrating different events, birthdays, different things, holidays, I understand, yeah, you make exceptions, but you will have some people who will not support you. I know it may be hard, but try your best to surround yourself with like-minded people who actually want to improve themselves and take care of their bodies. At the end of the day, as Christians, we need to understand that our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit. We need to be good stewards of our bodies, not just focus on other aspects of living a good Christian lifestyle and being holy and righteous and faithful and all of these different things and having the fruit of the Spirit. As a matter of fact, self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit. We need to have self-control in how we steward our body, the things that we consume, what we are eating, what we are drinking, because it's only one body that we have. So that's just a side note. I know this is not something that a lot of people want to talk about, but the truth of the matter is you need to make sure that you associate yourself with people a little more who are focused on very similar goals when it comes to their health and their fitness journey. Now, on a lighter note, one of the things that will help you to be successful when it comes to sticking to your systems and your routines with your weight loss journey is to make it a little more attractive, and I'm specifically talking about the clothes that you wear. Now, y'all know I do most of my workouts at home, and there are times where I will put on like my workout clothes, and yeah, I would feel good doing my workouts, but there is just something different that happens when it is you put on like a gym fit, like a matching set, a cute matching set. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy any expensive gym clothes or expensive matching sets, but there's a difference when it is you put on something that fits really good and snug, and you look in the mirror and you're like, it just brings a level of confidence. When it is that you look good, you feel good. So that's just a little tip that I want to give. It really helps you to feel a lot better when it is you have to go to work out, when it is you have a nice set and you have on something that actually feels good and it looks good. it really does help you to at least try your best to be a little more consistent, be a little more disciplined, and stick to your routines. Now, at the beginning of the year, the majority of the New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals has something to do with losing weight, getting fit, and getting healthy. And really and truly, 80 to 90% of people fall off those New Year's goals and New Year's resolutions by the second week in January or maybe the end of January. But 2025 is going to be your year where you stick to your routines, you stick to your goals, you stick to your systems, and where you actually get to see the results. I promise you, if it is that you take the time to set realistic goals, realistic systems, and be consistent and be disciplined, you will see the results. Things may take some time. I think maybe about 4-5 months to lose almost 50 pounds. That's roughly 10 pounds a month. I'm definitely doing a video on that, so look out for that soon. But these things take time. You may not see the results in 1 or 2 weeks. Try your best not to do quick fixes and fad diets. Stay consistent with healthy routines, healthy habits. Set up a proper morning routine and a nighttime routine with your non-negotiables so that you can become the fittest and healthiest version of yourselves in 2025.